Are you in the situation where your spouse doesn't seem to be helping with the childcare duties? Well, today we're going to talk about how to overcome that. I'm Tiffany of The Self-Motivated Child, and joining me today is my husband Kyle. And this is the last episode that we're going to do together of our mini-series. So you're in this situation where it seems like your spouse isn't helping with childcare duties. Well, what is that? Maybe your spouse isn't helping with bathing the child, changing diapers, helping to feed the child, maybe getting your child dressed and ready to go in the morning. If you're working and your spouse is staying home, they're not taking the child out to get errands run or going to the park. Well, we're going to talk about how we have overcome situations like that.
The first step in trying to figure out the situation and getting your spouse to help is really to understand, why isn't your spouse helping in the first place? Maybe they just don't know. Maybe they're waiting for you to kind of figure it out and, ask for help. Maybe your spouse is uncomfortable with doing certain things. Maybe they're uncomfortable with changing diapers. Maybe they're uncomfortable with bathing your child. Maybe they just don't have the confidence, right? It's everybody's trying to learn something new. Maybe your spouse, in my case, my wife here, she read a lot of books. I didn't read a lot of books, right? So, I didn't know. I just kind of try and figure things out as I go. Whatever the reason is, you need to kind of have that discussion. Broach it such that, hey, I really need your help with doing some of these things. Is there a reason why you're not helping? Is there something that we can work through? Because I really need some help. And it'd be really good for you to have that bond with the children as well.
So step 2 would be working to overcome that why. So if your spouse is uncomfortable, then maybe together you find some books that he can read, or you, depending on whoever the spouse is, that the one spouse that knows how to do the things shows the other spouse in little mini lessons or guidance of having the spouse to do it. Maybe watching videos. I actually saw on YouTube a video of a dad who is putting his daughter's hair in a ponytail using a vacuum. So sometimes you just have to get creative with figuring it out. Other things that you can do is schedule out what your spouse is comfortable with. So if your spouse isn't comfortable doing diaper changes, is he comfortable giving the bottle or burping the baby? If he's not comfortable with some of the child rearing activities, maybe he's then doing other things around the house. Going to check the mail, making sure the dog gets let out and walked, things like that, what he or she feels reasonably comfortable doing. And then lastly, things take planning. So if you are a spouse that's going back to work and now your other spouse is in charge of taking care of the kids and getting them out the door because you're gone and you had done it before, you plan things out the night before. You get out a couple of options of clothing and you just have things ready to be set in motion in the morning so it's not chaos and your spouse is trying to figure out what to do.
So the next step in this journey is to realize that you're not going to get it right the first time. It's not going to be perfect. In our relationship, my wife is very much the perfectionist. And I know that I am not going to do anything to her, the caliber that she is going to do it. Simply because I don't know as much as she does, and I'm not going to practice it as much as she does. And frankly, better is the enemy of good enough. So when you're going through these activities, whether it's diaper changing or doing your kid's hair, for example, I am terrible at combing my son's hair or brushing my daughter's hair. I'm terrible at it. No matter how many times I do it, I'm awful at it. But the key takeaways is that it's not going to be perfect. You need to make sure that your child is fed, is clean, and it is presentable, right? A happy fed child is going to trump anything that any judgments that you might get from somebody else outside of your family. The point is that you're helping to care for your child, and you know that they're going to have all the things that they need in order to continue to survive and be happy and loved. So don't try and strive for perfection. Just make sure that you get the fundamentals, and mistakes are okay.
And then last, don't forget to enlist your child in helping where they can. Children are capable and children can help. So if your child is old enough, in the morning they can get themselves dressed. They can brush their own hair and in preparation for someone to then do it. Even if it just means putting a headband on, your child can brush their own teeth. So where you can, find ways where your children can be capable and do things on their own.
So you're in the situation where your spouse isn't helping with the childcare duties. As we discussed, you need to figure out why. Are they uncomfortable or not confident or whatever? Then you need to work through, helping your spouse to gain that confidence and to start working them into the process. And the third step is it doesn't have to be perfect, right? Better is the enemy of good enough. And then finally, your children can help. Even if it's little small steps here and there, your children can help, and it'll help to instill some independence in them.
If you like what you have seen so far, be sure to subscribe to my channel. In the meantime, follow me on Facebook at Tiffany Bakke.